What's up, everybody? It's Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Space Engineers. When we left off in the last episode, we were kind of modifying the hydrogen-based build of our new ship. You know what? Now that I think about it, I never even tested to see if it would fit in this hangar. Whoops. I mean, we were already talking about modifying it, making a hangar out here, but it's still just kind of funny that I overlooked that. So I think we kind of finalized the design, though I'm not sure if I could put an antenna in here or a beacon even. I probably should. Maybe on the what happened here? Oh, that's part of the tanks. Okay. Maybe I could finagle it. Let's see. See if we fly in here. So actually, what this episode was supposed to be focused on was switching back over to survival, and also getting a getting the final finishing touches, detail work done on the two versions of this. So you know, but I might be able to find a spot in here for an antennae or an antenna, whatever. Let's see, if I put one... I like to keep things kind of symmetrical, so I was trying to figure out if there was a way I could put like an antenna on one side and a beacon on the other and not have it be disproportionate, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. Unless I did it this way, which I could do. You know what? I think that's what I'm going to do, actually. So we're going to put that there, and then let's put the beacon right here. There we go. And that way, even the hydrogen one has a an antenna and a beacon so that you can find it. Because I kind of got thinking about it, if you left it floating out in space, you would want a way to be able to find it again. There is one other thing I touched on briefly in the last episode, but I didn't really explain. And that's that the biggest difference between these two versions, one obviously uses hydrogen thrusters as a propellant, but the other uses the void thrusters, and it also has jump drives, which some people may not have caught immediately, but small ships can't do jump drives. So there is a mod involved to add that, but I figured what the heck, I already got the void thrusters as a mod, so why not add one? So effectively, this version right here would almost be like the same one that you saw in, like, what was it, episode 2 of Star Wars with the Jedi Starfighters that had the rings on them, where not only this wouldn't just double as an atmospheric transfer ring, but the main ship does not have a jump drive, so on this version with the void thrusters it would also function as a jump drive. So kind of just a note that by functionality, the void thruster version is kind of the main fully functional version, and the hydrogen one didn't end up having it, because the hydrogen one, well, I did use void thrusters on the small ship, so I was going to say the hydrogen one would be fully vanilla, which the ring actually is. But yeah, I don't know if I should just throw in a jump drive on here anyway, or not. I think I have space for it. Oh, there it is, right here. So I could throw one in here with the mod. Actually, I might be able to do a couple of them in here. I put one there, and I put one there. Is there room? No. Okay, so you can put two, basically, in this one, which that works, I guess. I don't think there's any other crevices that I could smush in another jump drive on this one. It was packed pretty tightly. So yeah, and I did tentatively, you guys can let me know what you think, but I did end up naming this ship the SBI Bullet, and what that would actually stand for is Shadowbound Incorporated, or is it, it'll be either Incorporated or Corporation, I can't remember which way it was supposed to be. It'll be whatever the Razor ship was on my build or on my workshop files. I forget, because essentially, like I said in the last episode, some of you may not know this. Actually, most of you may not know this other than what I commented in the last episode. But effectively, Caden and I kind of turned the name of Shadowbound Corporation, or Incorporated, or whatever, into a PMC group that is kind of going to be working opposite Dog Squad, essentially. Kind of a minor spoiler, though it's not really much of a spoiler for some of the eagle-eyed people that already noticed it, but when we did our spin-off series of Yeda Squad, Yeda is a squad within Shadowbound. That's who they work for. So, yeah, hence the markings and coloring kind of looking the same as that Razor that we did a ways back, which is the kind of dark black with the gray accent colors. I kind of did this just to give it something. Like, the ship design itself doesn't have, like, wings or anything really to where you can put a lot of decoration on it. So I was kind of trying to figure out what can I do, and we use stripes on the Razor, so I figured we'd kind of keep that theme going. So essentially I put one down the middle, and then when it ran into things, kind of branched off and connected the stripes to other things, such as the gun pods on the side, the rocket up top, stuff like that. And then on the actual ATR ring thing, AT ring, I guess, I started with just making this kind of like weird pentagon diamond shape gray, and then I was like, well, that looks kind of weird just having the front gray and the rest of it black, so I went with the rest of it being gray, almost like a secondary pod, and then kind of just did the same thing, ran a decoration stripe around it. So it's not going to win awards or anything, but I thought it looked cooler than it did with just the flat black. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And let me know, because I'm thinking I'm going to upload both of these to the workshop, but they'll be like two different versions. But I was going to color them the same. I think I could make the hydrogen one yellow or something, as, you know, obviously with the thrusters it's very obvious which one's the hydrogen, so I don't really think it would matter, but let me know what you guys think. So yeah, that's kind of the I think I'm ready to call the ship done, and I've configured some of the stuff. So we have our Gatling guns, the toggle on off of the Gatling and missile turrets, I'll just do it from here. The batteries on and off, the recharge on and off, the backup reactors on the ship, and the void thrusters for the ship. And then there's the maglocks for the ship for on and switch lock, the connector for on and switch lock, and the merge blocks for on and off, as well as the nanite repair system so that you can, you know, repair stuff. And then there's the antenna, which again, this will either be SBC or SBI bullet, but it kind of looks like a bullet. And the no-name SWAT bot thing was getting old, so I think somebody had mentioned bullet a while back as possibly a name, so I decided to go with that. And then the ring is just kind of like the bullet ring, basically. I could make it the casing, I guess, but I was like, that's a little on the nose. So the SBI or SBC, depending on, I can't remember if it was Incorporated or Corporation, but one of those. Bullet, the distress beacon, the main spotlight on the front nose, the O2H2 generators, and the tanks. I believe this is for stockpile. I think stockpile on off. Yeah. Which actually right now they should be on, whatever. Then we have the ATR void thrusters, maglocks on and switch lock, the batteries on and recharge, and the backup. The ship connector, which this connects the ring to the ship, for on, switch lock, and the throw out thing, which actually, this should this be throw out or collect? I'm going to mark that as collect all, because this is on the ATR side, so that connector should be collecting if we turn any of these on. I don't even know if they matter or not, because we're not actually throwing them out towards something. They're directly connected, so I don't even know if it matters. And then we have the dock connector, which is on the bottom of the ring, that's going to be connecting to hangars or docking bays, whatever, and on switch lock, and the throw out, as well as the merge block on off. And then we have the antenna and the beacon for the bullet ATR. So yeah, oh, I didn't change that. I meant to change that name. I'm trying to get kind of all my ducks in a row before I finalize the blueprint so that I can take that same blueprint and essentially just then upload it to the workshop kind of thing. Do I not have an antenna on the ship? I thought I had an antenna on the ship. I do. Oh, it's not named antenna anymore. Okay. Yeah, I probably should have done that now that I think about it. That's going to be the beacon. So let's put ATR distress beacon, I guess. And then this one will just be the actual ATR. I think that'll work better. And for this one, we'll go ahead and put SBI bullet distress beacon. There we go. That's a little bit more consistent with the naming conventions. And obviously I've got to do that for the hydrogen build. And also I need to paint it. So that's kind of why I had two here. Actually though, I don't need this one anymore because we made some changes over here. And I probably should change all of that stuff, the naming and all that crap, before I do this. But I make backups before I ever like disconnect ships from merge blocks and things when I'm doing testings and all that kind of stuff, just so that if something gets highly damaged, I can just basically copy that over and replace it type of thing. So yeah, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to finalize this one over here. I am going to double check the incorporate corporation title thing, and we're going to change that one. And then I think the void model is totally done. And then on the hydrogen one, I need to kind of do what I did there, which is streamline the hotbar, make sure everything's all set up, change all the naming conventions, make sure everything's in groups, and then basically disconnect it and paint it. And at that point, we'll probably come back. I'll do another one-over kind of glance at everything, and then we might switch over back to survival in the middle of this episode. So let me finish up this stuff, and then I'll be back in a second. Alrighty, so I think I finally got them squared away. Possibly. I'm still probably going to title them as version 1, because knowing me, I missed something. But yeah, I think these are the final two versions. So they basically work almost identical, with the exception of, I think the Void one has a bit more jump drives, maybe? I know it has more batteries. But yeah, I think that's about it. It's just the one uses void thrusters and has more jump drives and batteries. I think the rest of it is pretty much identical, I think, for the most part. But I tried to color them the same way. So I think that's what we're going to end up going with. Excuse me. Now, I did encounter a weird thing. I haven't tried to make a blueprint in a long time. But if I pull up my blueprint menu, you've got these with these little blueprints, which I believe means it's a local blueprint, as in something you made, but then also something that's on the workshop. Because if I go to details, you can hit publish, open workshop, etc. and so on. The weird part is these are the new blueprint looking things, and I can't take a screenshot and I can't edit the details. When I go to details, it's like you can just delete it, so I can't publish it either. So I'm not really sure if it has to do with maybe the way the world is set up, that it's set up to be a, if it's set up, I don't know if it is or not, but if it's set up to be like a local single player one and not an open private or something, or an online private, something like that. I'm not really sure, to be honest, but I haven't really encountered that before. So I would say, let me know what you guys think. If you're used to uploading to the workshop, have they changed it? Have they done something new? Etc. and so on. In the meantime, I'm just going to make a save of this file and kind of move on to something else, as far as move on to a different world file, basically. The one thing I did want to try, though, just for kicks and giggles, is I did kind of want to see if I can fit this in the hangar. I think the bullet would fit. I don't think the ring will fit. And in the interest of time, let's just turn on our void thruster for both the ship and the ring. I'm not too thrilled with the turning of it with the ring on, though, but I think part of that is the ring. No. That's not gonna fit. Alright. So then, let's see, we unlock this, we turn off the connector, we disconnect the ship from the docking ring. Why can't I see around me? So that worked okay. Now, yeah, that's a lot better. So it's okay when you're not... I should have put a backup camera on it. Alright. Woo! It's very difficult for me to fly this way. Like, all of your controls basically invert when you're looking backwards, and I always hit the wrong things. Like, when I want to go up, I always pull the wrong way with the mouse. Let's go ahead and turn that on. So, where am I at? I did not put these connectors far enough over, and this hangar door is not long enough for this. So yeah, this is gonna end up being reserved for probably like driller type ships, little scout and drill type things, and then I'm gonna have to build a new pad over here for these guys, I think, or for this one. So that's actually probably what we'll start working on when we switch over to survival. So let me see. I can't talk today. Let me work on that for a second. I'm going to switch over into a new save file and go from there. That's what I was trying to say. Good grief. So yeah. But yeah. So give me a second and I'm going to switch things over and then we'll pick things up where we left off. Alrighty, so here we are back on the survival world where I left off before I switched over to creative. Now, oddly enough, because of the new recent update thing, I had to respawn in the medical room. I don't see a body anywhere, but I kind of lost whatever was in my inventory, which I don't tend to carry around a ton of stuff, so I'm not too worried about it, but it's still kind of like, heh? And I spawned with the default stuff, which... Wait a minute, why is that one... Oh, that's a storage crate. Hold up. Give me all of this, because I'm going to break all this crap down. We don't need it anymore. There we go. That's the good stuff. Okay. I can't shift-click it, but I can click and drag. Since that makes none. Weird. Alright. Okay, so let's just throw all this stuff in here. Eventually we'll break it down. I think it was from previous respawns and things like that where I kept getting that stuff. There we go. Now we're back to our... I didn't have any of my tools or anything, though. The other thing is, let me get some steel plates. Why these have no thumbnails? Who knows? And I say that because I'm going to need to build a projector, I believe, in order to basically build the ship that we just designed. So, as you can see, this is where I left off in survival before... What was I doing? Was I starting to do void thrusters? I don't remember. Actually... Huh. Here's an interesting question. Do I have the void thrusters? They're small. So it's probably in here. Yep, okay. In there. Alright, so all that we really need to do here, because of our handy-dandy... I'm actually going to make a save of this real quick before I just paint everything pink and have it dismantle everything. Give me just a second. Alright, so now that we have a backup. Alright, cool. It did just paint all of that. I wasn't sure if it would or not. Okay, so what we really need to do here is twofold. One, I need to run a connector of some sort down to oh, jeez, no, that's not gonna work. Hold on a second. Let me speed this up. Whee! Where am I? Whoop! Too fast! Too fast. Alright, there's the power station. Alright. There we go. Now we're moving a little bit better. There we go. Alright, so let's take a peek down here at where our best connection point. I'd kind of like to go into... Well, actually, with the way that the bullet's designed, we could put it over here, I guess. It wouldn't need to be dead center. I was thinking dead center for basically practicality or reusability for other ship designs. But what's this bring us down onto? It's essentially the refinery. It's pretty much about where that's going to come straight down if we went through the middle. Is there a port? There's a port there. So I'd have to remove that block and basically just go up or... Nah, I don't really like that. I wonder if I can connect it in... I could connect it off of this and then go up and then bring it over. Probably. The only issue is gonna be if I can pull it off with, basically if I can pull it off with my character, because technically speaking we're not in creative anymore, so I can't build in spectator mode, so I have to use that kind of trick thing. I need interior plates to use this anyway. Oh, that's right, I don't really need those. So let me grab... I wonder if you can do that. Does that actually search for... It must, because connector doesn't have... Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you could do that. You can actually search not just by the block... Or, I mean, the name you're looking for. You can also search by the block you're looking for. So that's pretty cool. I just noticed something. It looks kind of... I was really hoping in this next update they would fix it, but it kind of looks like there's still that, like, standing sideways kind of thing. Is anybody else seeing that? It's not really, like, snapping center. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Alright, let's try this. Let's give this a go. So we're standing here, so the next thing is gonna be like this, and then we'll lock it in. Why can't I rotate you? I absolutely hate that. I just hit all 6 buttons and it won't rotate because it has to snap to where you're pointing. I hate that so much. Okay. Now it's not even working. Come on, man. Sometimes, I like the game overall, but sometimes the logic behind how some of this works, I don't understand. It's like when there's a block right there, why are you not detecting that there's a connection point there is what I want to know. And I know a lot of people probably say, well, you're in the spectator mode, so you're kind of using the glitchy method, but that's because you didn't really give me a way to do this other than digging a hole. Which I guess I could do, but that's so much work. I really just don't get why it's not snapping. Because it did it 5 seconds ago, and now it won't work. Okay. Not making any sense to me. Nope, now it's way out here. Ah, it's so dumb. I just want to snap a conveyor onto the conveyor belt. Why is this so complicated? It really shouldn't be this complicated. Alright, so that's not gonna work. Like, it's straight up just not working. It's not even like a, It's not even that it won't work in the game, it's just it's not working for me. Oh, now it connects when I'm standing over... And now it won't. Yep. Yep, that makes sense. Not at all. Doesn't make sense at all. It'll snap to the refinery, which has no conveyor port, mind you, but it won't snap to the conveyor that has them on all sides. That makes zero sense. Like, absolutely none. Alright, so we're just gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Okay, excuse me. I need through here. Is that where I want that? Yeah, that's about where I want that. Alright. Now, the only problem with this is I'm gonna need a guide. Though I guess I really only need to go down a little bit. Oh, right. And if I hold right click, then I don't get the, I shouldn't get the actual drops. They should disintegrate. Okay, or they'll just fly in my face for hours on end. Go away. Alright, where are we at? Okay. Now, let's see, where are we? We need to go this way, so let's go straight. The hard part with... Okay, so this is the hard part with mining in this game, in my opinion. The keeping something, like, even, in terms of, like, this, where I want to go straight across. The problem is that when you're here, and you start to do something like... Okay, I'm lined up, I know where I'm at, now I want to go straight. The way this digs is at an angle, so you get a curve. So let me see if I can give an example of what I'm talking about. Which, by the way, I'm actually pointed in the wrong direction. That's good. So if I'm pointed this way and I'm like right where the drill bit is that's where I want to go. As soon as I walk forward, I go up, which is kind of like meh, but it can be a little annoying. And that's part of why I end up crouching a lot, is because I'm trying to keep an actual L shape going. Alright, where are we at there? See, we kind of end up doing a weird bevel and curve kind of thing. Actually, we're not too far, though. I'm thinking one more... like that. Maybe another one just to give me some more room. Now I should be able to just go straight down at this point. I need to go over a little bit. Alright. Cool. So here we are. Now, I guess we're basically going to end up building this on our way out, essentially, is what I'm thinking. Seriously? Still going to give me problems on this? Alright. Up, up, and away. I don't know if that's too low. I'm gonna risk it. I think it'll be okay. Turn. Turn. Thank you. Alright, now, as long as we leave ourselves room to get out, and the other question is, do we put this and then a connector? Or do we put the connector in here? I think we have to put this and then the connector. was thinking. Okay, so I'm not really sure what happened there. Somehow OBS stopped recording, and I didn't know it. And so then when I pushed the button to stop recording, I realized it had started recording it. It was a mess. Anyways, so I put the connector here. And I started to say that I'm a little frustrated with how the connection system works now. Because it was like it was snapping to the refinery. But the refinery doesn't have any ports on it there. But I don't mind that, but it wouldn't let me rotate it away from the way I was looking. And I don't like that system. I know it's been there for a while, like it's not really new. It just, for whatever reason today, it was really bugging me because it was like, I hadn't really been trying to make use of it where it was becoming a problem until recently. But it was just annoying because it was kind of like, well, you know, you're not even, I could understand if it was snapping to the conveyor port and then it wouldn't let you just attach it to some random block that doesn't have a conveyor, but is like it's attaching to the wrong thing just because of my view, and then it doesn't allow me. I hit all 6 rotational buttons and it just was spinning a circle. It wasn't actually rotating. So it's kind of annoying. But yeah, at least this way that we've connected it up now. So when we build the Bullet, or any other ship really, anything that connects with this connector port will be connected to the base and the storage systems and stuff, so we can offload and unload up different things, ammo and supplies and whatnot, which is pretty cool. So I think the next step is going to be, once this is fully broken down, I'll build a projector and then project the blueprint of the Bullet, and then the nanite machine can make the ship, and then we don't have to sit here and keep like designing and trial and error kind of thing. I just need to monitor and make sure that it has the parts that it needs kind of thing, which obviously for the most part it will, because we've got a lot of the parts already built here, at least for the Bullet part, not the ATR. So yeah, I think that's going to wrap things up for this episode because we're running a little low on time. So I hope that kind of wraps up this design process and we can get back to more of the survival stuff. Let me know what you guys think about what we should do next in terms of, should we just charge up the Bullet and then go as far as we can and try and see what we can find out in space, or should we end up trying to build a capital ship out in space, something like that? You know, let me know what you guys think. But yeah, I think we're going to wrap things up here for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.